Hello, Satnam. My name is Zita Harkaran and welcome. Today I'm going to continue talking about the mind and talking about two important aspects of the mind, and also actually I'm going to talk about the importance of teachers. So one important aspect of the mind I'm going to mention is being able to break the boundaries of the mind. And then the second aspect is to be able to direct the mind, pinpoint it. And also I want to introduce you to a meditation that helps you come into a neutral state of mind. Because neutral mind helps you make decisions. As I was thinking about this mind project, I have been meditating upon Hermes, the god, the messenger of God, the god of trickster, the trickster god, right? Mercury, as otherwise known in Roman mythology, is always associated with the trickery and kind of fast-moving information. He is always needs to be entertained by new information. And he represents this mind. But Hermes is also misinterpreted and misunderstood. He's understood as this trickster god that wants to create tricks on people and is god of thieves and travelers, not very well associated pieces of human society. But what I realized, what the Hermes is trying to do, what his message is to us, is that you people get a little stuck in your ways with your mind, and you forget to open it up. You forget to see the possibilities, and that's why there are these tricks that he does to show that, look, because you were stuck in your way, I did this trick and fooled you. He's not doing it to create harm. He just wants to open the human mind. He's the messenger of God. In the sense, he is the messenger of the Spirit. So in our modern terms, he is very much associated with spiritual messages. He is the one that carries the caduceus, the symbol of Kundalini energy, of human spirit. And in this sense, all spiritual teachers, or all teachers that you have one quality, and that is that they open your mind beyond what you were thinking before. They open your mind to new possibilities. They're kind of like doors, yeah? And lots of times what happens with teachers, and if you have had spiritual teacher, you know that it can be extremely provoking to your ego. And lots of times you want to refuse the teacher, saying, no, this can't be true. No, I'm not accepting this. Because the mind is so stuck in this one way that it forgets to see the world in a new way. And then it gets really triggered when whatever the mind thought was correct and whatever the image was for the mind shows up as being untrue or shows up being as pretty limiting. What do you do with the teachers like that, with the information like that? You let it resonate. At the first glance, you want to shut it off. You're like, no, it's not true. Let the time pass. And with this information that you have, because mind on its, it records it. It might not put it in a little box of true or I believe, but it is recorded there. And as you start perceiving the world with this already recorded information, it might come and click into place. One of the first books that I read, where it was provoking me so much that I thought I'm going to throw it away and never come back, it's this Ringing Cedar series. This is number 1. It's called Anastasia, right? And it's basically about this woman who lives in Siberian woods, and she claims to be a descendant from the Vedic times, from the Ras Vedic times, who hold this spiritual information that in its pure sense. She just lives in the woods, not in touch with the civilization. In a cold winter air, she's walking just in like a light dress. She's not cold. She seems to have these superpowers that we would otherwise not associate with humans. Anyway, and she starts telling all these stories to our hero, or the writer, Vladimir Megre. There are 9 books or something like that, and I read them. It took me a while to read them because I would read something and I was like, oh, okay, this is good. But lots of it was like, what? Like, even like the first few pages, I was like throwing this book away because it was just like, what? Is this for real? And then I just went back to it again, and then I went back to it. And she mentions like everything. She mentions how to raise children. She talks about aliens. She talks about the future of our planet. She talks about how to take care of the earth and how we can and need to come out from this materialistic age. And it's very interesting because this is maybe 10 years after I read it. She is focusing on Russia, right, and making Russia grand. And she kept the vision for Russia, where it's going to be a leader in this organic farming. And now, 10 years later, I do see these signs of Russia taking charge of the organic farming, not allowing the GMOs, and basically just doing their own thing, not really subscribing to the capitalist technocratic world that we have. Another amazing teacher that I had was this is hard to see, it's just a white book. It's the Ramta. Oh my goodness. And he opened my mind because he is, it's a channel entity. And he talks about being able to transcend. He claims he transcended. He didn't die in the body. He just left and took his body with him. And he talks a lot about what it means to be in the now and just breaking so many boundaries of the mind. When it comes to health, when it comes to strength and age. I do want to mention another book. This is the Cryon. Oh, amazing channeled entity. Master of magnetic realm of the earth and of the universe. He talks about, of course, a lot of things. All these channels, they talk about lots of things. But one important thing that Cryon talks about is the DNA and how actually past life memories are stored in the DNA. But this is not the part of DNA that we see, because he believes we have 12 strands of DNA, not just 2. And lots of them are just magnetic. He said it's going to take for a long time for our technology to evolve so much that you will be able to see this magnetic DNA. So there is one of the strands of DNA embodies the memories from the past life. And then, of course, a lot of my study comes from The Mind by Yogi Bhajan. This is the old edition of this book. But I love it because it has this diamond and the rainbow, not complete colors of the rainbow, but it does have a rainbow. So even this image is so powerful. The diamond mind. The diamond mind that is able to project. So one thing is to open the mind, and then another thing is to be able to connect this mind with your soul and with your consciousness. So that is that source through which the mind can shine through and show you the way. When the clarity, when this source is going through the mind, when your soul is shining through the mind in a very pointed direction, where it's not wanting to be everything at the same time, but this one idea, like Yogi Bhajan mentions in this mind book, that Jesus had this one projection of love and compassion. He was a simple man, he was a carpenter who was building things, and now, still 2000 later, there are so many buildings being built in his name because of this one projection, this one idea he had that still to this day resonates with people. That is the power of the mind when it is able to zone in. And then he gives another beautiful example. It's that the cultures in the milk. It only takes few bacteria in the milk to create yogurt. This is the power of strong projected purpose and mind. So the same way with our mind, we need to just sharpen it on what is within the soul, connected with the soul, and then go after it. Leave everything behind. That also reminds me. This was the best advice actually. And I think it was Warren Buffett who they were asking him about productivity and stuff. And he said, okay, write a list of all the things you want to do. Okay? And then say no to all the 99 things and do the first one. And once you accomplish the first one, get on to the next one. And once you are able to use the mind in this way, you'll conquer the world. Another wise word from Guru Nanak. You see, all these people just talk so much wisdom. So yeah, Guru Nanak is like, once you know how to control the mind, you control the world. Because once you're, it is so powerful, our mind. So that brings me back to our Hermes. You know, he wants to show you the power of your mind, of what you have, what you are capable of. And then there are millions and thousands of ways of doing things. If you just open your mind, that you can get the result in many different ways. And what yoga and meditation helps us is to connect with our own inner wisdom, with our own consciousness, with our own soul, so that it can guide us. Because lots of times and lots of people follow things that are not actually good for them, and they hone in on things that once they reach them, they're like, well, why did I even want it? It's not so fun. Let's do this meditation that helps you to reach the neutral state of mind and connect with the soul, to also change the channel of the mind. But unlike in the last past life regression, I'm not going to ask you anything. I'm not going to ask you to see anything. You are just going to start listening to yourself. That's all. Because we're going to pause the mind and you're going to listen to your soul and to your heart. So please bring your palms together. Let's take a deep breath in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Very simple. The mantra is Wahe Guru. And you kind of pronounce it Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. And we'll do it in a very mechanical way, monotone voice, no singing. Just Wahe Guru. Wahe Guru. The eyes are focused at the third eye point, and as you sit, feel your own radiance and feel that radiance belonging to the world, belonging to you. Wahe Guru, 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 Wahe Guru. Inhale, hold the breath. Inhale, hold the breath. Exhale, and sit in silent meditation. Listening to the inner resonance of the mantra. Feeling the space that it created. And then shake up. Okay. Very good. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would appreciate if you give me a like, send me a comment, ask me a question. Anything you would like to know, how to do this meditation, when to practice it, or anything like that. I am very grateful for you watching this. And let's grow together. Let's grow spiritually together. And just like these bacteria cultures, we can create change in the world. Sat Nam.